I've been noticing lately that my caliper here is not as bright as it used to be. Well, maybe bright is not the right word. Maybe I should be saying dark. And I think it's the battery. In other words, the liquid crystal display just isn't darkening like it's supposed to. And being as about a year or so ago, I bought a package of batteries to fit this thing. I mean, why not change it, right? But I'll just check it out first to make sure. Okay, DC volts. And it doesn't really matter which way you put it. It can be positive or negative. It should be the both either way. Okay. So it's 1.143 volts. It should be at least 1.5. So this little battery is down quite a bit. Okay. .549. So this battery's right up. I don't know how long these batteries will last. They came in a package of 6, so it should be good for 6 years. Okay. Oh yeah, that's much better. Don't know if you can see it there. I'm probably too far away. But anyway, take my word for it. Before you'd press the on button and it would slowly come up and it would be sort of a faint gray. I could read it, but I mean, may as well have it just right? I don't think it would be any more accurate. But anyway, now, the reason that I wanted this is because, see if I can get one of these out here with my big fingers. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to measure to figure out what the radius would be. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see a little better here. So we'll be concentrating on this part of the instructions, number 60, and yeah, we got to make this today. And well, it should get a little further than that. Now, just in case there was somebody that was trying to read my watch and see what time and what day it was and so on, well, there you go. It is New Year's Day, 1/1 of 2020, and that's the exact time this morning. We're getting a pretty good start on this. Now, unfortunately, a lot of what I'm going to be doing, I won't be videoing. I got to, clean off the extra flashing and sprue off of all those little parts. And I won't be videoing it unless I come to something that I think is kind of unique that I can show you. Otherwise, it's going to be, maybe a very short video today. Now, I know quite often when I say that, it ends up being a long video. And other days, it's a short video, and I think it was going to be a long video. Well, you know how it goes. In other words, life is what happens to me here while I'm making other plans. Anyway, let's get going here, and I'll show you why I wanted my caliper. Most of the time in these videos, you'll notice that I do sort of live narration. In other words, I'm talking as I'm videoing, and sometimes as I'm editing out the scene, I realize that it sounds like my tongue was in drive while my brain was still in park, and I'm just not too clear. So I just want to clear something up here. This multimeter is very sensitive. In fact, it'll even read the electricity from my right hand to my left hand. Oh my goodness, I'm in the minuses. I should be in the pluses. Anyway, that's what I want to talk about. First of all, I know that I had the positive lead on the negative post. On a button battery, it's the complete opposite. The jacket is the positive, and the little pointy part that normally on a regular, like a flashlight battery, is the positive, and in other words, they're backwards. So I instinctively went like this. Well, something like that. You don't press so hard here. Okay, so we got a minus reading here of a minus 1.150. We go the other way. We got a plus 1 point. I'm trying to watch the monitor and do this at the same time. It's not working too good. Anyway, you get the idea. Just want to explain that I do know that on a button battery, the jacket is the positive, and you should measure it like this. And the second thing is, I said it doesn't matter which way you put it around. Well, it does and it doesn't, because you're going to get a plus 1.150 or a minus 1.150, depending on which way you put it. So it's kind of the same, only it's completely backwards, if that makes any sense at all. Anyway, I just wanted to sort of clear that up. Now let's get going here. Okay, so what this is all about is if I had have got the sprue connections and the flashing all removed from this barrel, I'd be able to shove this all the way up. And if I was able to, and if these little tabs were folded over, and I'm not going to do it right now, but the idea would be that this would fit in here like this, you see. Okay. And that means that the curvature of this thing has to be like this. And I was just wondering, what size of a dowel should I be using? Would a 1/2 inch be big enough, or would it be too big, or too small? So if I could figure out what the radius is here, and the radius will obviously be from the center point here to here. Now, I hope I'm making it clear. Let's go look in the computer here and see if we can't maybe draw a circle around this right here, and figure out what size of a dowel I should be using. I probably spend way too much time doing stuff like this on the computer. In all likelihood, I probably could have had several pieces of those little parts all cleaned up and, ready to start gluing together. But when I'm doing stuff like this, as well as I find it interesting, I think it probably helps to keep my brain from getting locked in park. It was suggested to me that I try Fusion 360. About a year ago, people were talking about that, so I gave it a try, and I actually was able to, to draw stuff and rotate it around, and then I'd see something like Stefan's drawings or that 3D modeling that we sometimes use, and I'd feel kind of discouraged because what I was doing was just so Mickey Mouse, and I realized that in order to really do anything with it, I'd probably have to, take a course or something, and I've got other things that I want to do, like making the model. Now I might be out a little bit. In fact, there's probably no might about it. However, I'm pretty close here. I think if I was to take my 1/2 inch dowel, which is the largest one, and use that to sort of roll out the piece, well, once again, let's stop talking about it and actually do it. I think I should be able to video this. Okay, the way this part has been made here is these, I guess you call them wings or tabs or something, they have to fold up. That's the way the bend should go. So I'm going to want to have the U this way, if you know what I mean. And I think if I keep everything at 90 degrees here, I realize that the tabs or wings are going to be also curved a little bit, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. So the idea is if I roll this across, I haven't tried this yet, this is the first time. I think this manual is probably spongy enough that I'll be able to push the photo etch piece down into the paper, which will in turn cause it to roll. So let's just go nice and slow here. See what happens. Oh yeah, I think that's going to work. I'm probably going to have to stand up and put more pressure down on the part here, and I might have to use a smaller diameter. Yeah, because it's not really. Just let me stand up and I'll put more weight on it here. Well, we sort of got it. Get myself comfortable again. I wonder, maybe if I was to, put a cloth underneath there, and so it's a little softer. I'll give that a try. I'm just going to refocus everything here. Okay, what I've done here is I've got the cloth folded over, so there's about 8 plies of it, and I'm going to do this a little different here. I'm going to have to use a smaller diameter. Maybe smaller yet. Okay, now that's the original, that's the 1/2 inch. It's got to go some more yet, obviously. I wonder, let's go 16 plies here. Okay, now let's lay our 1/2 inch in there and see how it looks. I think that's pretty close. Yeah, I think that's pretty close. Okay, the turret is upside down. And I've measured already, and from the inside height of it would be from this ledge here to here, and it's just a little over 1/2 inch. So this has to fit. Let me get it just right here. Okay, so this is going to have to go something like this. It has to be small enough. I think it'll work. Well, tell you what, let's just fold a couple of these tabs up, take one of these barrels and clean it up, and see if we can make it fit yet today. So the problem is I can't make it smaller easily, that is. I'm wondering if I should maybe just go just a little bit smaller. Right now the radius is approximately 1/2 inch. You can see that it, let me get this out of the way, you can see that it fits quite nicely here. Yeah. A person can spend hours doing this. Okay, I don't think this part has to be too perfect. It just has to go inside here. But these barrels, on the other hand, now from about here back, you're not going to see it. It's going to be inside the turret, so I'm not going to worry about flashing and sprue sticking out from the hinge back. I'll just get the part that's going to be sticking out here. I want to try and make sure that I keep it round. Now mind you, with flat paint, if it's not perfectly round, You don't really notice it so much, but if you have glossy paint, I notice that the reflection of the paint will really show up imperfections when something reflects off of it. I don't want to go down too deep here. I'm just using the file to get off where the sprue was nipped off, and then I'll use the hobby knife to do the flashing. Anyway, oh, and you know, for the guy that doesn't like the fisheye lens, now, as I was mentioning, out here on this side of the hinge, or I guess I should say pivot point, not too worried, but probably from here on it's going to be visible. I think that piece of photo etch that we curved is going to go right from here back. So we'll just try and get rid of some of this flashing. And I found that this system actually works quite well. I know that it will slightly flat side where it's scraping, but then after you take the sanding stick to it, you're not really seeing that anymore. I don't want to accidentally scrape out the definition right here where there's the the change in diameter from the larger to the smaller. So I don't want to round that over. I want to try and preserve that if I can. Okay, let's try the other side now. Oh, there's still more here. Maybe I don't have the camera at a very good angle for you to see this. Maybe you should be looking down a little bit more like I am. This will actually be the side of the barrel. The way we will be looking at it will be down on it like this. Seems to be a bit of an imperfection right there on this one. Unless that's supposed to be there. I don't think so. I think that's a piece of flashing that got a little bit too out of hand. Well, okay, you get the idea. Okay, it's too bad we can't use Andy's photo etch bender on this, but we'll just do the best we can. All right. Now, unfortunately, I can't use this on the other one. I have to maybe just hold it with my fingers here carefully. See, how can I hold this down now? Maybe I can use my sanding stick. Oh, that's too big. Okay, maybe the pointer. Put it right there. And very gently try and stop when I get it at right angles. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Well, let's try it on the barrel. Probably getting my fingers in your way here, sorry about that. Okay. I think that's going to be alright. And obviously this has to be glued in place. Now let's see how will it fit in here. I think it's going to be alright. Maybe we should assemble one of these parts. You know, get the mounts in place, and don't know if we're going to have time to do that yet today. We'll see how it goes. Well, I've seen how it went. I just came back from editing out those last 22 minutes. And I just realized I don't have any of these cleaned up yet, so they have to be cleaned up and glued into the slots. We've run out of time today. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to make another New Year's resolution, and that is stop predicting how the day is gonna go. I thought today's video was gonna be short. I really envisioned myself cleaning up all these parts, and I guess I'll be doing that this evening. But I won't be doing it on camera, I'm just going to do it. So thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.